All right, welcome. Today we are diving deep into Cardano staking. We're going to cover what it is, what you can get out of it, the risks you absolutely need to know about, and, most importantly, how to do it the right way, safely. So let's jump right in. So if you've got some Cardano, some ADA, in your wallet, you've probably asked yourself this. Is it just sitting there, or could it be doing something for you? Well, that's exactly what staking is all about. It's how you put your assets to work for you and for the entire Cardano network. Okay, first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What is Cardano staking really? We're going to start right at the beginning with the core idea, the what and the why of it all. So the magic behind Cardano is this thing called proof of stake. Now, instead of needing these giant power-hungry computers like some other blockchains, Cardano basically relies on its users, people just like you, to keep things running. When you stake your ADA, you're pretty much raising your hand and saying, hey, I'll help out. You're helping to confirm transactions and keep the whole network secure and running smoothly. And really, it boils down to this. It's a simple but really powerful trade-off. You help keep the network healthy and secure, and in return, the network rewards you for it. It's a win-win, a totally symbiotic relationship. But of course, it's not all just free rewards. Just like any decision you make with your money, there's a trade-off here. So let's get real and weigh the potential rewards against the very real risks. You need to see both sides of the coin. And here's that trade-off in black and white. On the reward side, you're looking at earning passive income on your ADA, which is great. Plus, you get that satisfaction of actually supporting the Cardano network. But on the flip side, the risks are no joke. We're talking about things like hacking, theft, or even the network having some kind of major issue. So, what's the bottom line? What kind of reward are we actually talking about here? Well, right now the number is hovering around 2.5% per year. But, and this is a big but, that number isn't set in stone. The source material is really clear on this. That percentage is actually going to go down over time as the network's reward pool gets smaller. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so knowing the risks is one thing, but what really matters is knowing what to do about them. So let's shift gears and get super practical. We're talking about your safety playbook, exactly how you can stake your ADA and minimize those risks as much as possible. Here it is, your 3-step safety plan. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, use a cold wallet. We'll talk more about that. Step 2, guard your keys like your life depends on it. Because, digitally speaking, it kinda does. And step 3, be super careful about which platforms you trust. All right, let's really drill down on that second point about your keys, because honestly, nothing is more important. Safeguarding your keys means one thing above all else: get them offline. A cold wallet is just a wallet that isn't connected to the internet. That simple fact makes it 100 times harder for a hacker to get to funds. So you're going to want to keep your keys on a physical device, like a hardware wallet. And I can't say this enough. Never, ever share your private keys with anyone, for any reason. And make sure you have backups stored in more than one safe place. Okay, so you get the idea. You know the risks, and you've got a safety plan. So what's the last piece of the puzzle? It's deciding where you're actually going to stake. And this boils down to one big choice. Are you going with a community pool or a big centralized exchange? Yeah, this is the question pretty much everyone asks. And the truth is, there's no single best place. It really comes down to what's most important to you. Are you all about control, convenience, getting the highest return, or making an impact on the ecosystem? Let's break it down. So when you look at them side by side, the difference is pretty stark. If you go with a community pool, you keep total control. You use your own wallet, the returns can often be a bit higher too, and you know you're directly helping to keep Cardano decentralized. Now, with a centralized exchange, you're essentially handing over your tokens and trusting them to handle it. The rewards might be a little lower, and it's less of a direct impact. It's that classic crypto dilemma, control versus convenience. You know, this quote from the source material really hits the nail on the head when it comes to community pools. It's not just about the money. It's about being part of something bigger, becoming an active member of the community, and really helping the network grow and get stronger. All right, we have covered a ton of ground here, right? From how proof of stake actually works, all the way to the nitty-gritty decisions you have to make. So let's boil it all down to the key things you absolutely need to remember. Look, if you take away just a few things from our chat today, let it be these. First, staking is always a balance between rewards and risks. Don't forget that. Second, you are not powerless against those risks. Good security, especially using a cold wallet, makes a massive difference. Third, community pools usually mean more control for you and more support for the network. And finally, and this one is the most important, do your own research, always. Before you put your ADA anywhere, you need to be comfortable with the platform. So there you have it. We've laid out the ideas, the pros and cons in the safety strategies. You've got the guide now. You have the framework to make a smart decision. So the only question left is, what's your next move?